Hello guys, my name is Eddie Jonathan, and I would like to explain the post that I have put on my LinkedIn profile regarding how to dynamically compare one item to all the others in the same dimensions, using first and lookup. So, see, the issue is sometimes we want to, let's say, compare one item. I'll use chairs here to be consistent with what I have published on my LinkedIn. So let's say we want to subtract all the remaining sales from the sales of chairs. So to do that, we need to be able to bring the value of chair sales to all the rows, right? So that we can perform the subtraction. So how are we going to do that? We can use first and lookup. So first of all, we need to find out what is the value of the first function for chairs. Now we see that the value for chairs is -5. Now we need to bring this 0 to the row of chairs, because in the lookup function we are going to tell lookup how many rows, or we're going to indicate the offset, and the offset is always with regard to 0, right? So we need to bring this 0 to chairs. To do so, we need to use first and add 5, right? So let's do that. Yeah, now we see that we have the 0, which is now at the position of chairs. Now all the remaining data are the offset to get to this row, right? Now we will, replicate all the value for chairs here. Let's do that. I'm going to keep this one, lookup. Let's take our sum of sales, comma, and then bring the offset. I can put it here. Yes. Now you see that this 1,501,682 has been replicated everywhere. Now we can perform, and this is the value for chairs, right? Now we can perform our subtractions. Let's say we want to subtract this minus this. Yeah, now we have the results of the subtractions. Now imagine that you send it to your customer, your client, and he starts, sorting it. Now it is no longer correct, because first of all, you see that here it is no longer the chairs value which is replicated here. It's now art, which is at the -5 position, right? So we need to find a dynamic way. We need to find a dynamic way to avoid this issue. Let me remove this. Okay. Still, we always need to find the first value, right? So we're going to create a calculated field called first for chairs. if is equal to voice chess here, yes. I like to copy like this to avoid spelling mistake. So if subcategory is equal to chess, then first end. So if the subcategory is equal to chess, we want the first value. Now we see that we have an error because first is always applied to aggregated value, and this is not an aggregated value. So to make table understand what we want to do, we need to bring a TTR function, right? Now you may ask why we use ATTR. First, you need to understand that ATTR is an aggregation function, and in this situation, it tells Tableau that yes, there might be a lot of uh, values or members in this dimension, but we want only one, right? So now the calculation is valid. We have the value for chess. Let me just remove this one for now. Next, we need to, you know, populate this value everywhere because our goal is to compare all the remaining with chess, right? So we need to replicate this offset everywhere. To do so, we're going to create a calculated field called replicate. Right. And here we are going to use Windows Max, and we bring this one here. But see, here we can also use Windows min because there's only one value in this column, right? So it doesn't matter if you use min or max, it's going to work, right? So let's say we use Windows max. So Windows max is going to see what is the max value and replicate it everywhere. Yeah, now you see that we have minus 14 everywhere. So since we're going to use the lookup uh, down the line, we need to bring 0 here because we want the offset, relatively compared to this, right, to this chess row. So to do so, we're going to bring 0 here. How to bring 0? Let's create a calculated field. So let's say call it 0 to chess. Right now it is minus 5, right? So let's say first minus. So minus and minus is going to be plus, right? So minus this. So we get yeah, now we get 0 here. So when we bring here, we still get 0 at the position of chess. And now we have all the offset relatively to chess, right? Now we need to do, we need to replicate all the, we need to replicate the cells of chess everywhere. Let me bring cells now. You're going to understand what I'm saying. So we need to replicate this one everywhere, right? So we're going to use the lookup function. I'm going to call it sales for chess. Then lookup of yeah, lookup sum of sales, comma, and our offset should be this. Just bring it here. Yeah, now we see that. Now we see that it is now replicated everywhere, right? So the value for chess, the sales value of chess is now replicated everywhere. Even when I move chess here, it's always the same. It's not going to change because we have found a mechanism to keep it proper. Now we can do our calculation. Let's say we want to subtract, right? Let's create a calculation. Let's call it subtract, and then let's bring minus sum of sales. Okay, let's bring it here. So now you can see clearly that we have the result we wanted, right? So even if I even if I sort, you know, it's always going to be subtracting the value of all the orders with chess. It's not going to change. So this is what this is what I wanted to explain in my LinkedIn post. So I hope you liked it, and thank you very much. Bye.